most of you don't like coffee, either because we're too young or maybe you don't like the bitter taste of it. That's perfectly fine. But I'm a coffee addict. I really love it. Like, I just love it. Because it has a delicate and complicated process many of you don't know, or I assume you don't know. And that's why I'm talking about it today. So, yeah, I really believe drinking this is coffee. Because it's not. I mean, it kind of is. But popular coffee shops like this keep adding strangely things to the coffee. Like, that's a mocha cookie crumble cappuccino. Like, what even is that? What even is that? Or there is the caramel cloud macchiato.
And this decline in popularity was made even worse by the introduction of the Bratz dolls. They were everything Barbie wasn't. They were trendy, they were fashionable, they were sexualized in a way. And so Mattel had a problem on their hands. How do we sell more dolls without having to change the image of our doll? Because a big thing with Mattel was having their thing always be the same forever. And so they made a pretty big decision to change the way they relate to media. And so they expanded to the digital age, more specifically going into movies. And so they released their first Barbie movie in 2001. The Nutcracker. This began a golden age for Barbie. From 2001 to 2013, they made almost $2 billion in just DVD sales alone. This was, it was the perfect way to make money because not only did DVDs sell a lot, but they could sell dolls, costumes, props related to the movie, and kids would relate to them immediately.
No slides for this presentation. The budget didn't allow it. But I'm going to assume you're, let's say, common and reasonable member of a civilized society, and assume you're going to play Mario Kart, or you've played Mario Kart at some point in your life. Anyone here hasn't played Mario Kart? See, that's why I said civilized and useful members of society. Now, there is this boring theory made by turbo nerds that states, oh well, the more you interact with someone or the longer time you spend with them, the more you're going to bond with them. And yes, those turbo nerds are completely right. Now, either you've seen the infamous blue shell from by your cousin, and well, I've interacted with him a lot. I've played Mario Kart with him a lot, and I've gained a newfound appreciation for him. Now, there I was. Christmas just passed by. I had received a new video game, the new God of War game, and I was having a jolly good old time, if you know what I'm saying. I was having a blast. I was brutalizing tree people. I was killing giant snakes. It was really fun. But then my dad hits me with the classic, "Hey son, what are you playing? Are you winning? Are you having fun?" To which by automation I replied, "Yes Dad, I am having fun. Thanks for asking. Yes, I am winning. I'm good at the game." And then he made a question that even to this day surprises me and would surprise a lot of you. "Folks, cool, can I play?" Now, at that time, let's just say my father was an uninitiated normie. He did not know much about video games at all. But, you know, I was teaching him to, no, Dad, you gotta use the trigger button, not the shoulder buttons. There's shoulder buttons. There's triggers. Where? I don't see a gun anywhere. Anyways, stuff beginners do. So then I finished the game, finished all the story elements, and I started tackling the side content. But since I don't get to be with him very often, he started making progress at breakneck speeds. He was scaring me. He was talking about side bosses. Hey, I defeated the Mist Valkyrie in the Mist World. There's a Mist World? So yes, my father terrifies me. I am scared of what I've created. I no longer recognize him, nor his ways. So the moral of the story is
This is a fragment from Xenia Selenia's story, who was 5 when this happened. Imagine one book full of this kind of anecdotes. I'm not gonna lie to you, it really feels like a slap across the face every time you turn the page. Her story was so different from me, so far in space and in time, and yet a story that touched me, that for a second made me feel like that little girl, and I felt all her sorrow and her pain and her suffering. And I can assure you, I didn't feel like that with The Boy in the Striped Pajamas. The difference between fictional stories and real stories is huge. And the real stories are the ones in Svetlana's book. Her entire work is based on interviews that she has made since the 70s. And these interviews are about major life-changing events in the Soviet history. But what makes them important and unique and so interesting and engaging is that they are about real people, not about important people, about politicians or leaders or war heroes. They're about the common people, the outcasters, the people like us, the ones that history has violently denied and oppressed. These books are just an excuse to do that. We, the young people, didn't create all the problems out there. But like it or not, it will be our job to solve them. But we can fight for it. We can fight for what we deserve. By telling our stories, by giving voice to the ones who have been denied to have one, we start the change. Because believe me, the power of a single story can move skies and seas, but most importantly, people. And at the end, it's the people's power what matters the most. Thank you.